Negotiating. That is always a fun or necessary part of a home buying experience. Some people love it. I love doing it. Some people absolutely hate doing it. But what are some tips when you're going into a home buying process, whether you're a buyer or a seller? Negotiating is going to be part of the process. A lot of people's head immediately goes to price. I need to either talk them down or I need to preserve this price. That's it. But there's a lot of other areas that you can negotiate and get a little bit of traction when you're having these conversations. One of them is closing costs. So instead of moving sales price, if you're a buyer and maybe you're shorter source of funds, or you just rather hold on to those funds to do some renovations or buy furniture or whatever that is, you can negotiate, can they pay some of the closing costs for you? You want to talk to your lender because sometimes there's a minimum contribution that you have to have as a buyer. So you want to make sure you're not overshooting the mark there. But negotiating closing costs or paying down points so you can get a better rate is absolutely an option for you on the table. Another part is the closing date. If you're looking at it and somebody wants to close in 45 days and you could close in 2 weeks, we could do that for you. Then that could be a negotiating advantage as well. It puts the money in their hands faster, or sometimes you want that money in their hands longer. They're waiting on their other home to sell. They want a 60-day close, but a lot of people want to move in sooner. So looking at what they're trying to accomplish from a closing date and mirroring that could help you in your negotiation as well. Another part's your contingency dates. So that could be an inspection contingency, a finance contingency, appraisal contingency. It could be the contingency that there's a sale of another home. So looking at what contingencies you have there and the length of them. If some finance contingencies are going to be out for 30 days and you do yours at 3 weeks or 2 weeks, that could give you an advantage of some of the other offers that are out there. Another is personal property. Now, this one I'm going to put a huge asterisk on it. You can't include that in the contract because when we as lenders are looking at it, we can't have personal property entwined in with the contract for the sale. It needs to be a complete standalone. But you could put a separate addendum or a contract for the acquisition of those. I look at my own first property that I owned. I was at a stalemate as far as negotiating price. I turned around and said, what extra can I get out of this? I got the washer and dryer. So there's always something that you can look to negotiate as far as personal property if you're not getting what you want on the sales price. And the last one really is the strength of your approval. A lot of people are going out and getting pre-approvals. A lot of those are self-directed online. So you have a lot of people competing with the same generic pre-approval letter. If you're going in with that offer, it might just come down to price and who's offering the best deal. But if you go through a process like our Buyer's Advantage process, we actually fully underwrite the loan. So it's not just a pre-approval letter, which is basically all just stated information. It's fully underwritten, which means we look at your income, assets, and credit. So it takes all the guesswork of, are you really going to be approved or was it just a pre-approval? You can give them a much stronger offer that you can put in front of them that'll make your offer stand out. So when you go to the negotiating table, don't just look at the price. You have a lot of tools at your disposal that you can play with that could give you an advantage against the competition. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. Bye.